A building permit has been filed, so construction crews can start working on Lexington's new high school again. We're taking a look at the changes coming to the roads near the new school.
Also ahead, a big man from Australia joins this year's UK basketball team. We'll tell you about the newest Wildcat now at 4.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 4.
Good afternoon, I'm Jennifer Palumbo. It's a beautiful afternoon in the Bluegrass, a perfect day to be outside at Triangle Park. Here's a live look at downtown Lexington, where it's sunny and 75 degrees right now. Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey has a first look at the forecast. Chris, what a nice day.
Yeah, it doesn't get a whole lot better than this, does it, Jennifer? Especially as we're talking about the middle of August. Little look outside Hamburg Pavilion. Got some sun, some of those fair weather cumulus clouds showing up, and thermometers in the 70s. Humidity is bone dry at 48% as of right now. We look across all of central and eastern Kentucky, everybody into the 70s this afternoon. Cool spot into Middlesboro, where we still have a little bit of cloud cover that is showing up. So again, very pleasant air throughout the region. Here's a look at Defender with nothing going on across central and eastern Kentucky. Those clouds, though, a little stubborn in the southeastern part of the state, but overall, that front is now off to our east, and the game is on for cool high pressure to control the weather across the Ohio Valley and much of the eastern half of the country over the next couple of days. That northwesterly wind continues to settle on into town. Focus of the forecast when I come back in a few minutes, Jennifer, on how this overall fall-looking pattern is going to continue. I've got another front that I'm tracking that has a blast of fall in it with the 7-day forecast in 15 minutes.
Thank you, Chris. Crews are now cleared to begin work on a new high school in Lexington. The city has issued a building permit after construction was put on hold earlier this week. There are questions about how construction will impact traffic. The new school is being built off Winchester Road near Sir Barton Way. WKYT's Mark Barber reports on traffic changes coming to the area in our top story at 4.
Winchester Road and Sir Barton Way already see a lot of traffic every day. City leaders say they had to pause the construction process for a few days to see if they could get school buses and hundreds of other vehicles onto these busy roads and into school safely each morning. For 3 days, construction on the new high school stalled as school and city leaders tried to figure out how to handle the extra traffic that will come with the school. Commissioner of Planning Derek Paulson says a building permit was issued this morning because they finally have a plan. This construction entrance for the new high school off Sir Barton Way will become a new road that will lead to the school. The median on Sir Barton Way will be cut down, and crews will make the turning lane longer so more cars can get into the turning lane for the new road. City leaders are still trying to figure out how they can make the school easy to get to from Winchester Road.
We're working towards a really good solution. Again, not going to make it perfect, but really trying to mitigate it and make sure that it's as safe as possible for not just the kids, but all the other motorists going in the morning commutes.
City leaders think crews will start making changes to the roads near the school next year after they have finished using the heavy machinery on the construction site. In Lexington, Mark Barber, WKYT.
The new high school is expected to be ready by the fall of 2017. The Science Hill superintendent in Pulaski County is under fire for this photo he posted on social media. The photo appears to show Rick Walker sitting in a bathtub, naked, surrounded by posters of the band One Direction. Some parents have told us they're upset about the photos and question Walker's actions. Coming up on WKYT News at 5:30, Walker explains why he says this is all a big misunderstanding and social media is being used to target him. The fallout continues as hackers release more user information from a controversial matchmaking website. A new Twitter account popped up this morning naming alleged Kentucky users on the Ashley Madison site after Twitter suspended the initial account last night. The second account now has also been suspended, but there's a third. Today's list included at least one state representative's official email address. Guidelines in the official state handbook say only incidental personal use of email is allowed, although even that is not encouraged. It also says personal use of email should be ethical and responsible. Today we reached out to both the governor's office and the Kentucky Personnel Cabinet to see if there's any investigation going on into employees following this hack. This year's University of Kentucky basketball team has a new addition. Australian native Isaac Humphries tweeted this afternoon that he will attend UK and reclassify to join the class of 2015. The center will reportedly move into Wildcat Lodge this weekend. Humphries went to high school in Indiana last season. He averaged nearly 19 points and 11 rebounds for the Australian junior national team last year. Rob Bromley takes a closer look at the new cat on WKYT News at 5. We're working on a number of other stories for WKYT starting at 4:30. Sam Dick joins us from the newsroom with a look at some of the news in progress. Good afternoon, Sam.
Good afternoon, Jennifer. Some people trying to renew their driver's license today ran into trouble across the Bluegrass State. A computer glitch caused trouble at the majority of circuit clerks' offices across the state. The Transportation Cabinet tells us the problem was linked to a company in Florida that helps process driver's licenses. While they originally thought they would not be back up running until tomorrow, it was fixed about 12:30 this afternoon. We'll have more details on WKYT News coming up at 5 o'clock. A Central Kentucky community rallying behind a teenager who recently came down with a serious illness. Franklin County High School star soccer player Bradley Kamick's life took an unexpected turn Monday. He had a seizure on the soccer field and was taken to UK Children's Hospital, where he was diagnosed with encephalitis. Doctors have put Kamick in a medically induced coma to give his brain a rest from constant seizures. His mother, Julie, is a single mom working 2 jobs. She has not been to work since her son has been in the hospital. She said she has no intention of leaving his side until he is better.
Oh, I went home last Saturday for a couple hours, but it's hard to leave him. Even when your family's there, it's still hard to not be by his side. I mean, even the thought of leaving him for 2 hours is, scary. So I just feel better just knowing that I'm there.
Coming up on WKYT News at 6, we'll have more on how some people have helped raise money for Bradley's medical bills. That's a look at some of the news in progress. Jennifer, back to you.
Thanks, Sam. Now to stories making headlines across the nation at 4. Former President Jimmy Carter says his cancer has shown up in his liver and on his brain, and he'll undergo radiation treatment. Carter had a news conference this morning at his center in Atlanta. The 90-year-old revealed he was battling cancer last week. He says doctors found it during liver surgery. Carter told reporters he was surprisingly calm when he received the diagnosis. Carter's first brain treatment is this afternoon. Fire crews are scrambling to contain wildfires across the West, where flames have consumed more than 1.5 million acres. A fire in Washington state turned deadly yesterday, killing 3 firefighters and injuring 4 others. Chris Martinez is at the scene with the latest.
A fast-moving wildfire is tearing through the Cascade Mountains about 115 miles northeast of Seattle. 3 U.S. Forest Service firefighters were killed near the town of Twisp after they crashed their vehicle and shifting winds turned flames towards them. 4 others were injured, 1 critically.
I mean, the fire is one thing, but the loss of life is the worst case scenario.
You can always rebuild a home, but you can't rebuild a life.
Right.
Or family.
More than 1,300 residents from several communities were forced to leave their homes. The mayor and Twisp went to neighborhoods to tell residents to evacuate.
All right, stay safe, everybody.
Fire officials say the fire here in Twisp exploded overnight from about 1,500 to 16,000 acres, and they worry the winds today could help it grow even more.
To the east, a large cluster of fires has scorched about 50 square miles and forced the evacuation of the town of Conconnelly. Flames have also devoured more than 122,000 acres near the resort town of Chelan and destroyed more than 80 buildings. The governor has asked for emergency federal assistance. Chris Martinez, CBS News, Twisp, Washington.
President Obama is monitoring the situation and directed his administration to provide federal assistance as necessary. New Zealand and Australia are also sending fire crews to help fight the 100 wildfires burning out west. New at 4, investigators plan to recommend prosecutors charge Caitlyn Jenner with vehicular manslaughter for her role in a deadly car crash last February. The Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department says Jenner was driving unsafe for the prevailing road conditions when her SUV rear-ended a Lexus, pushing it into oncoming traffic. 69-year-old Kim Howe was killed when her car was struck head-on by a Hummer. The district attorney will determine what charges Jenner faces. Well, in this era of massive data breaches, keeping your personal data secure on campus can be a challenge. We'll show you how to keep your information safe in WKYT Money Watch.